Hi, it's the Millionaire Woman again. Today, I want to quickly talk about 5 things you want to avoid as a startup. If you're just starting a business, about to start a business, within the first year of your business, within the first 2, 3 years of your business, I think this video is for you. The first thing I want to talk about is our approach to funding. You don't want to run after huge funds as soon as you start a business. So many times people are asked, okay, how much do you need to start this business? And they start calling huge sums, 50 million, 100 million, and all that. For a business you haven't even started yet, that is very, very risky. You will run into the risk of having problems when it is time to pay back the loan. So it's always best to start small and build up your business to a certain level, and then when it is time to scale up, you now accept funds. And then even in accepting these funds, there's wisdom in accepting the funds. It's easier to manage 1 million than it is to manage 50 million. So you start with small sums and keep growing the sums as the business keeps growing. So that's the first point. The second point is you do not need any brand influencers yet. This is one mistake I see people make. I know a particular business that got actresses and actors and stars of reality shows and musicians for a business that was less than 3 years. And you know, an actor wouldn't charge you small, they will charge you big. And so money from investors went into paying brand influencers, and when it was time to pay back the investors, they were asking for more time. So you don't want to run after brand influencers yet. A lot of young businesses, new businesses, are doing that these days on social media. You don't need that. You have to grow your business. Everything takes time, one step after the other. The third point is avoid fancy mall spaces. Most malls are expensive, and because they provide you with everything from security to light to water to every other thing in between, you don't know how much your annual turnover yet is. And going to a mall to go and rent for 20, 40 million, depending on the space you are occupying, is not, you end up working for your landlord. This is one of the reasons you see businesses open shop today and 1-2 years later they are closing shop, because they're not able to pay the rent. The money coming in is not enough to pay the rent. Take, for instance, you make 100 million in profits in your first year. Even if the shop, the mall space is 40 million, it's not still a very good deal, because there are other expenses you need to consider. You're going to pay staff salary. If you produce things, some money is going to go into production costs. If you import stuff, some money will go into imports. So at the end of the year, you make 100 million and like 60, 70 million is going on expenses. And then you're left with 30 million from 100 million. Think about it. We need to be more prudent as business people, especially within the first 3 years. The first 3 years, I call it the survival years. Your only focus within the first 3 years is surviving that stage. The fourth thing you need to also understand is, as a business, you are not in competition with any other brand. Don't see similar business as competition. I can tell you 100%, there is nothing that distracts you as a business like when you focus so much on competition. That's one mistake some people make. You're so interested, I make soap, and I'm so focused on finding out what these people are doing, how they are doing it better. And no, as business people, we are supposed to be changing the world, making it better, meeting needs. So as an innovator, it's expected of you to always put yourself in the mind of the buyer. Carry out surveys, find out ways you can do better. Focus on your focus and think outside the box. When you are so focused on your competition, you run the risk of doing the same thing they are doing. When they increase the prices of your products without even knowing why you increase the price of yours, when they decide to package in transparent nylons, you decide to package yours in transparent. You're just copying yourselves and not doing anything. So kill competition, create a blue ocean strategy for yourself, and focus on your focus. And we're down to the fifth and the final point here. The fifth I want to talk about is building relationship. As you go, as you grow as a business, you need to build relationship, especially with complementary businesses. On the roadside here in Nigeria, we have people who sell food. And it's very hard to find someone who sells akara, what we call bean cake, without having someone beside who sells bread. So when you order for akara, there's that option to combine it with bread, and there's a seller for bread beside you. This is just an illustration on how to network and relate with other businesses. I've already mentioned that you don't have to see seemingly similar businesses as rivals or competition, but rather network, build relationship. It's hard to find in developed countries a business that is owned solely by one person and that one person does everything. Sometimes you have a company that does production and they have another company that handles marketing and distribution. So it is very, very important as a business to network, build relationship, and don't operate in isolation. I hope you found these 5 tips very, very useful. See you same time next week, and remember, it's a great day, so make it count. Bye-bye.